Today on Straight Talk Africa, how do the policies of your government reflect your interests and concerns? Are all segments of your society being heard and acknowledged by your governing authorities? If so, most studies show that you are among the most fortunate few in Africa and around the world. That's coming up next right here on Straight Talk Africa. Hello, welcome to Straight Talk Africa, live from the Voice of America headquarters here in Washington. I am Shaka Sali.
And hello to all of our viewers and listeners on the continent and elsewhere. I'm Hayley Adams Fitzpatrick. I'll be your social media reporter. Today,
it's a discussion on the relationship between political inclusion and decentralized government systems in Africa.
And coming up later, our audience has weighed in on our topic through emails, Facebook and Twitter comments. We're going to reveal some of them ahead here on Straight Talk Africa.
The purpose of constitutional reforms in many African countries is to provide socio-economic justice for all citizens. In some cases, that means providing quotas for women and minorities and ceding greater powers to lower levels of government. My colleague, Paul Ndiho, has more.
Civil society organizations, activists in Africa, say the combination of structural reforms and progressive legislation should ensure the voices of the poor are brought into government decision-making. Increasing the number of women political representatives has also become a significant constitutional issue in most African countries. In Rwanda, the constitution provides a quota for women and other groups in government. As a result, Rwanda leads the world with the share of women in national legislature. But, politically speaking, even though Rwanda is decidedly pro-female, when it comes to the roles of men and women, Rwanda is clearly a complicated place. In Kenya, the 2010 Constitution introduced a constitutional requirement to guarantee women's inclusion in parliament, the judiciary, and other state organs. It also created a decentralized system of government called devolution. At least 15% of the national budget goes to 47 counties. But critics say devolution is failing. Corruption is widespread and this has affected the delivery of services. Kenya has also been rocked by a series of strikes from medical practitioners, doctors and nurses, lecturers at public universities, and teachers refusing to teach over poor pay. Earlier this year, President Uhuru Kenyatta's government pushed ahead with a plan to hire 100 Cuban doctors, despite opposition from doctors' union that says the money could be used to employ local physicians instead. Some constitutions support local government efforts to give citizens a direct say in prioritizing the services they need from limited funds. For example, decentralization in Uganda. In 1997, the country adopted the Local Government Act, which decentralized its system of governance. Critics say the system is primarily built on patronage. Uganda's long-time leader Yoweri Kaguta Museveni also uses this form of government to reward districts or regions favorable to the ruling party. Uganda has poor healthcare systems, and the country has also been hit by a series of strikes by doctors, nurses, and teachers in a pay dispute. Like Kenya, the government has imported Cuban doctors to work in public hospitals. Nigeria has adopted a three-tier system, federal, state, and local government, that allows citizens to elect their respective representatives. Analysts say Nigeria's lack of transparency and accountability from federal, state, and local government officials has led to widespread corruption. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari has taken steps to fight corruption, but still it remains rampant under his leadership. Decentralized systems of government, if executed well, can bring about the desired development and help local governments to charter their own future. But for now, that success remains to be seen. Paul Ndiho, VOA News, Washington.